Alright fellas, so I'm doing this video for a fellow D21 owner. I was supposed to have done this a while back, but I was just busy with work and just busy. Didn't have the time. But anyway, I'm going over for him, I'm going to go over the grounds in the engine bay. Because it can get confusing, especially if there's so many connections, so many harnesses. It's easy to forget where those grounds mount to. But from what I've noticed, but keep in mind that my D21 is a base model, so everything is it has the bare minimum as far as the wiring goes. Yours might be newer and you can have all kinds of, more accessories which would require more grounds. So, but anyway, as far as the separate grounds that mount to the frame, the body, and the engine, you'll know them because they'll have this type of end at them, this type of crimp connector, this round one. As an example, the easiest one to follow is the one from the firewall, which is this small black one, and it connects to your valve cover, essentially grounding the engine to the body, I believe, or the frame, whatever you want to call it. Another one is this one right here, this black one. If we follow it down, it feeds up to this portion right here, all these where all the ignition components are at. But this end, this other end, hopefully you guys can see, and it's really bright out right now and it makes the shadows even darker. But if you see where I bolted it to, I kind of had to bolt it to the top end or the outside end of the power steering pump bracket. Because again, remember, this was the base model of this truck and it didn't originally come with the power steering. So originally this ground was bolted directly to the block right here. But again, in order to be able to still use it in the same spot, I just bolted it, same bolt, but to the top. And these are the trickier ones, sort of. I mean, all the sensor harness, or the harness for all the sensors that typically go for the throttle body. Again, this is, I now have the Weber carb, so it doesn't use any of those sensors, which is, again, why I have the harness that uses all those sensors. They're all just dangling over here on the side. But here, sorry, I keep getting out of frame. Not exactly sure what this one goes to anymore, because everything is so different. Trying to remember what the throttle body and all the brackets that used to be here, it's a little beyond me now. I don't even remember anymore. But anyway, if you guys can see, there's this ground and this ground. I ended up replacing the end of this ground, just the end, because it wasn't looking so good. It was looking pretty worn. But anyway, these two connect to the intake manifold. So if you're looking at your vehicle and you see those wires with these ends on them, look for spots either on your engine block or the intake manifold, or maybe there's brackets already that are also on there that you can bolt those onto. And that's typically what you want to go to, because from what I see, most of these grounds, they only go so far, so you want to typically bolt them into their original spots. It's just the simplest thing. But Anyway, that's pretty much the last bit for the grounds. And I don't want to make this overly long video. It was really just touching up on those couple of grounds right there. But again, remember, if your truck is newer, it's from the 90s, your D21, you might have more grounds than I do. You might be dealing with more than I am. So, but anyway, hopefully that makes sense. And I'll see you.